loves, welcome to Mystic Soul Mornings. My name is Jess. Whether you are new here or returning, it's a pleasure to have you here. So you may notice that I don't have any tarot cards in front of me today, and that's because we're doing a kind of sketchbook flip through of all of my Inktober drawings from this year. Let me tell y'all, I have been meaning to record this video for like weeks, and I have not had a chance to, and I was actually sick last week, which was like gonna be the perfect opportunity for me to record, and it just didn't work out. So before November is over, I wanted to make sure to sit down and record this because this is the first Inktober I've ever completed, and I'm very proud of it. So so this Inktober, I know a lot of people were kind of like unimpressed with the prompts and have been for a few years now, and since I've never actually sat down and done this challenge before, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. But when I did read the prompt list, it was very underwhelming, I have to say. I was expecting more from it, and I've tried to do it in the past, and I just feel like the prompts this year were not great. But anyway, I had to kind of get creative with some of them, albeit I didn't like finish it within the month of October, but still, like, I stuck with it. And something that really helped me to do that was I told myself at the start that I was going to use two mediums and that they were going to be really easy to get started and get going with, that I wasn't going to have to do a lot of setup. So those two mediums for me were Prismacolor color pencils and Arctic's acrylic markers. I'll have them linked down below. They're called acrylic markers, but they are water soluble. I picked them up after I saw Lindsay Wyrick do a review of them. She said they were basically like gouache in a marker, and I was sold, okay, because I love gouache so much. It's my favorite medium, but it takes a while to set up sometimes, and I just wanted something quick I could do that wasn't like pencil, just strictly pencil. So yeah, it ended up working out really well for me, and let's go ahead and without further ado get into these drawings. So already starting off, I'm not going to go in order because I jumped around a lot. So if I went in order, I'd be flipping back and forth a lot. So I'm just going to do them in like the order that they appear in my sketchbook. So the first one we have is this one right here. This is prompt number 10, Nomadic. This is actually a study of a Heather Heining, I think is how you pronounce her last name. It's a study of her artwork. I see it all over Pinterest all the time. It's very beautiful, and I just wanted to capture like a feeling for this prompt of a land kind of like undiscovered, and have it be like a vague landscape, but in like this dreamy effect that she accomplishes in her art. I really love it. I think she is a digital artist. I think it's all mostly digital, which is hard to capture when you take that to paper. But I really like the way the pink in the sun looks here. And yeah, this is cute. I really like this one. I'll let y'all know as we go along what are my favorites, what is like my least favorites, because I definitely have a lot of least favorites. But yeah, this one was really cute. I'm gonna have Heather's Instagram linked down below as well, because I think I used a few of her art pieces as inspiration and as studies for my drawings for Inktober. So moving down here, this was a Felix Balaton study. This is the prompt number 12, Remote. And I just wanted to do something fun, something pretty with lots of colors. So that's why I chose this. I mean, it could be remote, definitely. But mostly I took the prompts and kind of adapted them to what I felt like drawing and painting that day. So yeah, that was number 12, Remote. So moving on to this page, this is already going a lot quicker than I thought. I don't know why I thought this video would be like 40 minutes long, but anyways, this one right here, this is prompt number, I didn't write the number down. I have like a sheet right here with like references of like the prompts and the artists that I used. I didn't use artists for all of them, but yeah, I don't have anything written down for this one, just unknown. But yeah, horizon, because it's self-explanatory, the horizon lines, and I wanted to use pastel colors, so it just worked out really well. For this one right here, this is color pencil. Oh, I forgot to mention, these are both acrylic markers. This one's acrylic marker, this one's color pencil. So this one is, and I hope you're not getting a glare. I'm gonna have to remember to tilt them a little bit so that you can see, because with the color pencils, the waxiness kind of gets a glare sometimes with my light. So this one was Road number 27. I saw this on Pinterest, like this almost exact image, and it looked digital. Maybe it's AI generated, I'm not sure. I looked up and down for the artist of this and I couldn't find them anywhere. So if you know who this artist is, please let me know down below. I would really appreciate it, because I could not find whoever did this originally. All right, moving on over here. Let me tell you that this spread right here, these are all Inktober drawings. If I'm moving past some of them, it's because they weren't an Inktober drawing, they're just a regular drawing. And I will eventually have a sketchbook flip through, including those as well. But since the sketchbook, I have a ways to go with it, I'm gonna save that for when it's all complete. But yeah, this sketchbook page right here, this layout was not my favorite at all. I had to tweak it a lot, and I'll let y'all know. So yeah, I was just not a fan of the colors I had used. I would flip through and look back, and I just hated these pages. But I'm at a point now where I think they're cute, like it's fine. This one right here, this is Grungy number 16. I looked up and down for like a good reference image to use for this prompt, and it took me forever to find anything. There just wasn't a lot that would really lend itself, at least from what I was seeing on Pinterest, to like the aesthetic I wanted to go for. So I ended up just doing this heart ashtray, and it's cute. I like the way it came out. I think it's shaped a little weird, but also the reference image I used, it was like, you could tell the ashtray was like handmade, so it wasn't like perfect. It had some lumps and bumps here and there, and it just looks a lot cuter in the picture. Translated to a drawing, it's okay. Maybe if it had like a background around it, I would like it a lot more, but it's okay. So this one right here, this is camp number 21 or 22. And I know it's kind of lazy, but also I think I had done like 3 Inktober drawings that day because I was pretty behind, so I was trying to catch up. And I was just kind of done with it. So when I sat down to draw it, I was like, what do I associate with camp? And then I was like, well, summer, and what do I associate with summer is sunsets and like that time of dusk where it finally cools down a little bit. So that's what I did. I did like the sun setting. This was very easy, very quick. And yeah, I like it. I like the way the sun looks beaming out from behind the horizon like that. Okay, moving on. This one right here. I'm sorry if this video has a lot of cuts, by the way. I'm not used to talking this much in the last few days because I've been sick and it's kind of really irritating my throat to talk, but this was guidebook, and of course, me being a tarot reader, I immediately thought, well, tarot guidebook. I will say it is kind of lazy because I didn't really add any details to the back of the tarot cards here, and also the book is kind of lazy, but I do like the colors. I do want to mention though, these parts are acrylic marker, and then the background I did in color pencil because I did not have a marker that was light enough for the background I wanted to do. And it's cute. I like it. I love the little candle holder. I love the way that came out. Okay, so this page, oh my gosh. Okay, this drawing. This is like taped, so you could see that it has like a little shadow, and it's because this drawing is taped onto there, covering up a drawing that's covering up a drawing. So The first version of that I did, it was like one boot, and it's the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Dolls Kill collab, and super beautiful in like person, but my drawing, I mean my drawing was cute, but it just looked super childish by the time I was done with it, and I just was not a fan. So then I like went over them with I had done it in color pen, so I went over it with the Artix acrylic markers because they actually work really well on top of the color pencil as well. And I still hated it. I was like, oh my gosh, it made me hate all of these drawings by association just because they were on the same page. And I was like, no, I can't have that being like my final drawing for this. So what I did was I thought, okay, you boot up a computer, let me draw something along the lines of that. And I ended up drawing this CD, I think, or CD-ROM or something. It looks really cute. I like the way it came out. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what I had when I first started. Over here is the very first prompt. The very first prompt I did was the first one, a backpack, and it's cute. I like it. I like the way it looks see-through. I like the way it looks shiny. So yeah, that was cute. I like that one. This one is for number 11, Snack. So I had originally used colors kind of similar to the ashtray over here, but I just didn't like the way it looked. Did not like the way it looked at all. So I ended up covering it with a black Artix marker, and it looks very plain. It looks nothing special about it, but at least I don't have to look at the colors I used anymore because it was cute, but it was just in the context of this layout, it just did not look good, at least in my opinion. This down here, this is number 2, Discovery or Discover, one of the two. And I really like it. It looks creepy. I used a reference image from this photographer, Briscoe Park. I'll have them linked down below. And it's a really cool photograph. Like, my drawing does not even begin to do it justice. It's just this really cool photo of like a lake or a pond or something at like 3 a.m. And they go out and take a lot of pictures around that time. And the way they do like their lighting and their flash, it makes like the night look really, really dark and ominous. And then the landscape seem kind of like dreamy. So it's really cool. I would definitely suggest checking them out. And yeah, this drawing, like I said, does not do it justice, but I thought it would be cool for that prompt because it's like you're coming upon something, you know, you're discovering it. Okay, so moving on to this page. This one right here, this is number 9, Sun, and I used a reference image off of Pinterest. I couldn't find it again though. I should have saved it. But it was basically exactly what it looks like a red background with the shadow of the palm trees, or the silhouette of the palm trees, and a very simple sun. And I just like how it looks. It looks kind of like a vintage postcard almost. And I really like that you can see the lines and like the strokes of the marker. Some people might not like that. With these markers, you do get that, but I like the way that looks because it feels more like painterly, and it feels like you actually sat there and painted something. This one right here, this is one of my least favorites from this challenge. I struggled with it a lot. This is number 25, Scarecrow. I didn't want to do, I didn't have the time that day to actually sit down and do like a scarecrow or think of something creative to do with that. So I just did some crows, and I hate the way the background looks. I thought about like going over the background with a marker, but ended up not doing that. Yeah, it's supposed to be like the reference image I used is like the 2 crows in front of like a wall, and there's a lot of cool shadows on the wall behind them, but did not translate well, at least not the way I did it. But it's okay. This one right here, this prompt was journal, number 17. And I thought, I was like, what can I do? I don't want to do like another book because I already did, you know, guidebook. So I was like, well, I would like look down and I was looking at my tattoos and I was like, well, my body is kind of like a journal of my life. You know, my tattoos are references and almost entries to this journal. So I thought, well, tattoos would be a good thing to do for that. So I just drew a circle and looked up a reference image of like a woman's kind of collarbone and stuff like that, and then I just drew the tattoos on myself and all of that. I really like that. I really like the way it came out. It's not my favorite from Inktober, but it is one of like, it's up there for sure. I really like it. Okay, so on this page, this one is number 4, exotic. Again, not one of my favorites from this challenge. I'm not crazy about the colors I used in the flower, but I do really like the colors in the shadow here. So, not that I think this flower is exotic, but that's just when I think of, when I hear the term exotic, I think of like birds and flowers. This one, oh my gosh, this one was a train wreck. I was super in a rush. I did it like in like 10 minutes. No, not even, maybe like 5 minutes. This one was number 29, navigator. And it was like, this was a cool prompt, okay? But I just didn't have the time for it and I didn't have the mental bandwidth. So I just looked up like a star, like a cool picture of a star, and drew that, and I absolutely did not do it justice at all. Because I was like thinking, okay, navigator, in the olden days, people used to navigate using the stars. So I just wanted to show that kind of like a star peeking through some clouds at night, and it did not look good. This one down here, this one is number 5, binoculars. I didn't want to like literally draw some binoculars. I felt like that, you know, wasn't going to be really creative, even if I did make them look cool. So I was like, well, what can I do? And then I was like, oh, I can show like the view through the binoculars. So I drew the 2 circles. I kind of hate the shape, but I drew them, and then I used color pencil, and I don't know if you could see it. Maybe if I don't know. I have no idea if this is even showing up right now. This might just be a bunch of deleted footage later, but if you can see kind of like a shadow of something in the background, it's because I did it in color pencil first. Hated it, hated the colors, hated everything about it. It was like these clouds at sunset with this little bird. And so when I went to go over it, I was like, I'm going to simplify it a lot. So I did like this nighttime scene, and I left the little bird, so he got to stay. And it's okay. I like it a lot better now than I did. It's not my favorite at all, but trust me, a lot better than what it was before. Okay, so this one right here, this is, let me make sure we're focused. Yes. Okay, this one right here. This is number 20, Uncharted. This is also based off of some artwork that I could not find the artist for. So please let me know if you know what this is. But it was basically like this beach at sunset, and they have like a lot of trees and mangroves. Are mangroves trees? I know they're like plants, but are they like actually trees on the sand, or are they in the water? I don't know. But foliage on the beach as the sun was setting is just casting these really long shadows, and I just love the way it looks. I think I should have done this in color pencil. It would have looked so much cooler, but I was kind of pressed for time that day, so I just did it in the markers, and it looks okay. This one right here, this one's one of my favorites just because it's so cute. This is rhinoceros, so I did a mama rhinoceros and a baby rhino, and yeah, I wish I hadn't added like the white highlights, especially because I didn't know I was using the same color that I did for this one over here. So it just feels like too closely matching, which I didn't want to do. I wanted everything to kind of have its own vibe, but I ended up using the same color. And then I added white to it, and I did not like it. So I tried to erase some of the white, and it just came out like light blue at that point. But it's cute because it's a mama and her baby, so that's why it's one of my favorites. Okay, this page. This is Trek. This one is Hike, and this one is Passport. This is another Heather, I'm going to say Heather H. This is another Heather H study. Really, really cool artwork. Definitely check her out because all of her artwork is kind of like starseed, angelic, kind of like mysteries of the earth type artwork. At least that's what it reminds me of. So I did Hike for that one, you know, because it's like two people walking. For Trek, I just did the city of Oz. And I did this one in markers. Again, I was a little strapped for time, so I didn't have a chance to do color pencils. I have a lot more colors in color pencils. That's why kind of like my color pencil drawings are so much more, so much kind of more fledged out. And it's because I have way less markers than I do color pencils. So in markers, it like takes 2 seconds to draw something, and it's because I kind of have to make color choices that I wouldn't otherwise have to do with my color pencils. But that's a good thing too, because it helps me to simplify things a lot. So yeah, I just did the city of Oz for Trek because, you know, it took quite a trek to get there. It's cute. I like it. I like this one. This one, Passport. This is also a study of some artwork I saw on Pinterest. I think some digital art. Could not find the artist. Please let me know if you know. Yeah, I have unknown artists written right here. I'm trying definitely 100% to credit where credit is due, but I could not find the artist for this one. And I followed the drawing or the artwork pretty closely. But yeah, Passport. The reason I chose that for this prompt is because I was thinking of like a universal citizen type of thing, like traveling between worlds, between dimensions, things like that. Okay, this right here, these two pages are some of my favorites in like the whole Inktober challenge. I really love the way these pages look together. I'm considering adding something here, but I'm kind of scared to ruin it. This is the only marker like artwork in this sketchbook spread. Everything else is color pencil. This is the prompt number 18, Drive by Yukino Omura. Really cool artist. He actually, I think he paints his canvases black, and then he uses like stickers to create these beautiful, intricate nightscapes that really like give off like almost a glow of how cars and lights look at night. If you wear glasses and you were to take your glasses off, it's kind of like that. It's really cool. So I wanted to do something like that for Drive, definitely to show the lights and the colors that we so vividly see at night. So yeah, I did that with markers. This one right here, this is a drawing of a statue, or a sculpture I should say, a sculpture by an artist named Shea Tong Liang. He is Taiwanese, and he does these amazing sculptures. A lot of them have human forms. This one is called I Can Never Let Go, I believe is the name of it. But I definitely would look up pictures of it because it is like breathtaking. It is amazing artwork. He's so talented. And this prompt was a landmark because, you know, it's a sculpture. So if I lived anywhere near it, I would just be there all the time just looking at it because it's beautiful. Okay, so on this page, this prompt was number 24, Expedition. This is a Jeff Borguit study. His was like a painting in I think oils or acrylics. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like full color. I wanted to do something monochromatic because, again, I was kind of pressed on time, and it's a lot quicker for me to fledge something out in the same color than it is to get all of these different colors and try to blend them and so on. So this one was really fun to do. I really liked it. I liked the way the sky came out. And yeah, it's a really beautiful painting. I believe it wasn't done too long ago, maybe like within the last 10 years. So definitely check out his work. This one right here, this is number 19, Ridge. I just looked up like some interesting architecture on Pinterest, like a picture, and just used that. I thought it had some really interesting lines and that it would look really good in monochromatic like this because I could just focus on the values. And yeah, I really like it. This one I think is my favorite drawing out of all the ones I did for Inktober. And I know it's like not complicated and not complex at all, but I just love it so much. I love everything about it. I love the curtain. I love the way the night looks. I think it's because it's very nostalgic for me. It reminds me of like a children's book illustration. My boyfriend said that it kind of reminds him of Goodnight Moon, I think is the name of the book. So yeah, it's just very nostalgic, very sweet, and I just love the way it looks. I love the way the curtains came out. Okay, so this page, there's only one on this page. It's the prompt violin. This is number 30. I did this in color pencils. And this was like a study or a drawing of like a picture that got digitally edited to look really cool. I think somebody took a picture and like just went ham with the filters because it looked really cool. And yeah, I just wanted to do something kind of mysterious about it, make the violin look a little mysterious. I didn't really sit there and try to change what the prompt meant to me and try to come up with like some sort of conceptual idea for it. I just looked up a violin and that was like the one I saw that I liked. So that's what I ended up drawing. Over here, this is I think this is the last page. Yeah, because that's something else. Okay, so this is number 28, Jumbo. This is a study of another picture on Pinterest. It's like somebody, I don't think it was a painting because there wasn't like an artist with it, but I think somebody just photoshopped like a rose in front of a landscape, and I really liked the way it looked. So I did that. I'm not a huge fan of the way the rose itself looks, but I think like with everything on the page, it's not that bad. I was kind of rushing, or else it probably would have looked better, hopefully. But yeah, I really like the way the sky looks in the landscape. I think that's cute. I did the landscape and like the background in markers, and I did the rose and the leaves and the stem and stuff in color pencil. Again, because I don't have that many colors in the markers, so I wanted to make sure I got a nice, what's the word I'm looking for? Just definition in the rose, which I wouldn't have been able to get with the markers because it's like a white rose or a cream rose. This one right here, strangely enough, this is one of my favorites. As simple as it is, this was number 26, Camera. And I was like, I don't want to draw a camera. I don't want to draw anything really camera related. And then I was like, well, what cameras, of course, take pictures. So I could have like the screen of the camera, a picture that the camera took. And then I was like, and what do I feel like drawing? Because I could draw anything. And I was like, I think I'm going to draw the moon like I always do. So I drew the moon because also when you have a camera and you're trying to take a picture of the moon, unless you have like a really nice camera, it's just going to look like a little tiny ball of like light. So I was like, let me draw the moon looking cute as if this camera actually captured the moon. So that's what I did. I really like the way she came out in this. It's very cute. And it reminds me kind of like a digital camera screen, and it's nostalgic. This one right here, this was Rust number 23. And just use like a desert image reference. I like the way the colors look. I like the way the trees look a lot. I think there's a lot from it that could be better. I probably should have like done like the mountains and all of this, like the foreground, in markers like I did, but maybe done this blue in color pencil, because it is very streaky, which like I said, I don't particularly mind, but I think my blue was running out of juice or something, because yeah, it's kind of pretty streaky. Yeah, so that has been all of my Inktober drawings. It goes by super fast when you talk about it, but it seems to take forever when you're actually in the middle of it. I believe I talked about everything that I did for Inktober. Yeah, those were the 31 drawings. Really quickly, shameless self-promo. I just posted a short of me creating this, so if you're interested in seeing that, I have that on my channel. So yeah, like I said, this was probably my favorite. My least favorite has to be either this one or the crows. Even though this ashtray is a strong contender. Honorable mentions, I'm going to say, are... do I have any honorable mentions? I don't think I do. Yeah, everything I either really liked or was felt about. Yeah. Alright, my loves, that has been my Inktober drawings. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I will have a tarot video coming out this week for sure. I'm probably going to record that tomorrow. I was supposed to record that today, but I've been cleaning and stuff, and I do not feel like doing it. Okay, so yeah, once again, thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.